Yes, welcome back to the show, everybody. You are still tuned into the biggest, the baddest, and the most hip and happening show in the motherland. This is EKSE. We do this every single day from 4 to 5, Monday to Friday. As promised earlier, we do have a young gentleman by the name of Nqobile from Reimagine SA. And if you're no stranger to the show, you know this is not the first time we interview people from Reimagine. Because the conversation keeps getting interesting and interesting, we do have to keep them coming back. And I know you guys love it because we hear from you guys every single time on our social media platforms with the hashtag, the one you see on the screen right now.
How do you know that he's young?
I can see on the screen, it looks young.
Yes, hashtag EKSE7, ladies and gentlemen. Email ekse@capetowntv.org to be part of the conversation. Welcome to it. Like Awonke has said, Nqobile, and he's no stranger to EKSE. However, if you have not met Nqobile before, we had a conversation with him a couple of weeks ago. And if you might have missed it, well, welcome to it and welcome to Nqobile ku EKSE one more time. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We understand that we are addictive. That's why you are back.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Bendically viewers that you are not new to the show. Some of them could be seeing you for the first time today, and you are representing Reimagine SA. Can we reintroduce Reimagine SA to the first-time viewers?
Sure, please go ahead.
You do it.
Oh, right. So, yeah, so Reimagine is a very, very exciting project, NPC. Look, so we're formulated on 3 pillars. One, we're interested in finding out where South Africa is in terms of 3 pillars. It's emotional settlement with itself. We also talk about political settlement and economic settlement. So basically these 3 pillars are a function of sort of the political gains that were had in 1994 and probably prior to that, 1990. And we believe at Reimagine it's time for us to start talking about the other elements that come with that settlement that was reached by the country. And so it stems and permeates into all the socio-economic issues that you see today.
Nqobile, the last time that we spoke, you touched on reinvesting in our own country. Now, I'd like to find out what are some of everyday examples that we can regurgitate money into our own pockets as Africans. Is supporting the other black businesses seen as investing in Africa?
Yes, absolutely. And I actually would even go as far as to say as not to think of them as purely black businesses, but also just businesses in and around where you live. To me, my investment thesis is quite simple. And it's really about, just to be more conscious about where it is that you do things like your shopping, right? So instead of driving 2 towns away, maybe it might be worthwhile to drive or not drive at all, actually, and go and do your shopping locally, right? And it's really quite simple. If you do your shopping locally, you spend your money locally, it means that you're supporting the businesses in your own community, and that has direct implications for people who are being employed, right? So you can't complain about an employment issue in your community if you don't spend money in your community, right? And you can take that concept and make it bigger, right? If you think of the likes of, contrasting in Alexandra and a Sandton here in Joburg, right? It means that in essence you have people who feel like they need to migrate and go and do their spending elsewhere, and they don't do their own. They don't spend in their own local community. And so it's really as simple as that. And that's probably the thing that everyone can do. The thing that's probably that investors need to do is to actually start to think of businesses in South Africa as not only these formalized businesses, but also these informal and slightly semi-formal businesses that also require financial assistance and even skills assistance. So there's a number of things that we can do and should be doing, and it's very encouraging to see how the conversation is progressing. I think a few years and pre-COVID even, I mean, not a lot of people were thinking about this, but what this pandemic has done is started to reveal some issues in local supply chains, and also how it is that we need to start thinking about the economy and how we need to change our thinking about how the economy works, right?
Yeah, not to cut you off, but I want to suck in as much information as we can in this short space of time that we have with you. Uti, not necessarily black businesses, but e-businesses that are in our community that would be investing in Africa. Now I'm interested in finding out, because perhaps naseKhayelitsha there are Chinese shops. Would me shopping, because I'm a China community, I'm going buying with shops as I'm a China, investing in Africa because they're in my community?
So that's a very interesting topic of discussion, right? So the question there becomes, does that shop employ local people? If so, then I mean, I wouldn't see the problem. And also, I mean, if it's a shop that's just starting out, it's important to also consider where he gets his supply from, right? So if he's getting his supply from a local farmer, again, you're directly supporting that local farmer. But if he's importing everything, I think then there becomes a question about whether or not that's the business that you want to be supporting. But what I'm trying to highlight here is that we need to become more aware of this. Excuse me, my phone just went off.
Switch it up.
So sorry. We might have to do that again.
Carry on. You're excused.
Okay. So in essence, you know, when we think about what these local shops are doing, we need to be more sensitized and more conscious about what it is that we're buying and from who we're buying from. And what I'm saying here is, it's very, very important that we become clear what it is that we're trying to achieve, because this is not about xenophobia. It's more about just being aware of, you know, your own local community, and also integrating, you know, foreign shop owners as well into the local community, right? It's not a problem that we have foreign shop owners. In fact, it should be encouraged, right? Because studies prove that, you know, when you have someone who's migrating from their country to your country, usually those people are coming over and they're bringing skills. It's not really just crime and value extraction, drugs and so on. No, these people are often bringing very rare skills that we don't have locally, and so we need to tap into that. But what we have done a really poor job at doing is integrating them into our own formal economy, right? So and that's where we need to have the conversation about what it is that we're doing. But it starts with the consciousness level, right? Yeah. So and it's also directed to the shop owners as well, right? So employing locally, so getting your supplies locally is also very, very important from that perspective as well. So we need to be quite aware about what it is that we're doing. I mean, locally we have a youth unemployment problem, which is slowly, not slowly, actually, it's actually growing out of control, getting out of control quite rapidly. So there's things that we need to do and need to become aware of that will go a long way in alleviating that strain on the economy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Being a responsible citizen, putting your money back into your community actually helps it grow. It's you being responsible for your finances, if so to speak. And as Reimagine, I understand that you guys focus sometimes on rethinking finance. For the people watching at home, can you explain further what that means and what it entails?
Certainly, look, so rethinking finance speaks to exactly what we've just been talking about. It is actually about reconscientizing people to what a financial instrument can and should be doing, right? So we need to stop thinking of finance as this grandeur thing, which is intimidating and sort of in the privy of just the JSE or any stock exchange, right? And often people think of these forex traders and they also think of finance. But finance is a lot bigger than that. Finance is about, if you look at where it began, it's about funding or firstly pooling money and funding things that are beneficial to the community, right? And so that definition has grown exponentially over the years, and it's needed to. And I can give you a direct example, right? So again, if you think of financing a business which contributes to pollution or contributes to degradation of the local water supply system, you know, sure, that might give you a monetary return, but does that warrant, or is that trade-off a trade-off that you'd want to take? And you know, more and more the argument is becoming clearly, no, we don't want to take that trade-off, because you might be able to get a 20% return off of that instrument, but what is it doing to your local community? And there are more realistic examples that I can give you, right? So again, we have a shortage of hospitals in our country. So it makes sense that we should be focusing on maybe not an instrument that gives you a return of 20%, but say gives you a return of 10%, but it ensures that you have a hospital when you'll need it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nqobile, for spending time with EKSE one more time.
Thank you, guys. Always a pleasure.
Wait to chat with you again.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Nqobile from Reimagine SA. This is not the last time that we see him on our timeline. He is going to appear on the show one more time to teach you things about finances, because I turned money, right?
Definitely. And we want to be wise with our finances.
Yeah.
And for the people that are interested in the SMEs that he actually mentioned.
Sure, find out more information about him. Go EKSE_live on Twitter. On Facebook, it's EKSE Live. Do dial us on 021-448-0448. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we wrap up our Monday afternoon. Keep it locked right here on Cape Town TV. There's more programming to be coming your way. We're closing off the show with a special music video. Nqobile said it better be a good music video.
Yes, and
for a guy who does not care about music videos, I do not know why he's requesting. This one is coming from Francis Mulesu, and it says, send a little bit of love in this time of COVID. Do you have any music video requests? You can send them. Go EKSE@capetowntv.org. Right now, for myself, no, Awonge, it's goodbye, God bless, and happy viewing right here on Cape Town TV. Goodbye.